my name is Christy and this is my Crafty Country. In today's video, we're working with some more pegboard. This time I used the larger squares. I believe they're 10-inch squares. And I am making a rotating pegboard station. Like, I can use it for my tools, for my Cricut, or on my craft table, or I could take it with me to craft shows and hang my keychains on it. So the first thing I do is I cover each of these 4 squares with this adhesive wallpaper squares that I got at Dollar Tree, and then I cut the corners out, that way it'll fold over easier, and then I'm able to fold it over the sides to cover as much of the pegboard plastic as I can. So then after I get that done, I just trim away whatever may still be on the corners, just the little overhang and whatnot, and then I'm able to go in with just a screwdriver and just poke holes where the pegboard holes are. Some of it I did have to like push in and like twist it to get the paper to stay down, but this worked really good. It did take a little bit of time. It is pretty tedious, but it looks really good when I'm done, I promise. This is just about my favorite project to date. I am in love with this. I'm definitely going to be taking it to craft shows and using it for my keychains, but it's kind of handy because I can store stuff inside it and use my tools, and you'll see that at the end. So after I get done poking all the holes, I got all the wallpaper on all the squares, and I poked all the holes in all 4 pieces. It's time to connect them. So I just used a piece of dowel rod, and I cut it down to size, and I need 4 pieces of dowel rod. That way I can use them on each corner. And this is just the added support, the way I was able to get the pegboard to attach to, they attach to each other. So I used some E6000 and hot glue, because if this is going to be hauled around to craft shows, I want it to be sturdy. I should have painted my dowel rods before I did this. I didn't think about it. I was just trying to figure out how I was going to get it together. But food for thought, go ahead and paint your dowel rods before you start gluing them. So you see here, I'm just putting it in the corners to connect, and I do this on all 4 corners to get it in a cube. Once I have all 4 sides connected and secured, I am going to make a base for the bottom of this. And all I did was I got a piece of foam board and used another one of the tiles or the squares of wallpaper and covered the covered the foam board. And I did 2 pieces of this, that way I could use one for the bottom and one for the top. So once I got that covered, I just glued my cube down to it and then trimmed away all the excess edges. I did make it a little big on purpose, the foam board, because I was worried I would try to cut it right on and I wouldn't have enough. So I cut a little over and then just used a razor knife to trim off my edges. And here is where I paint my dowel rods. Like I said, paint before you attach it and it's way easier. So now I'm going to make a lid for my cube, and I just use another piece of foam board and cover it with the wallpaper tile, and then I am able to do my little add-ons to the lid to make sure it stays on and that I have a handle for it. So here you see I cut the corners off. I wanted it kind of rounded because where the dowel rods are, it kind of rounds off. So that's why I just free-handed and trimmed off some corners of it. Now here I attach it, and then I fold down 2 opposing sides. So I fold down, after I get smoothed on, I fold down 2 sides, and then I snip off the corners. That way it is easier to fold over and everything will stay in place when I'm done. Now it is time to make the handle, and I found this wooden knob. I actually found a few of them at a yard sale, so I just sanded it down and painted it with Waverly chalk paint. And then I am going to mark the backside of my foam board so I can put some kebab skewers, or they're like small dowel rods, on the backside. That way when I put the lid on, it has something to kind of lock in. It doesn't just slide off. So then I just hot glue those down, and then I am able to flip it over and just hot glue the knob to the top. I do not need the screw. I just kept it in there while I was painting. That way it'd be easier. I wouldn't get paint all over me. So that is all it takes to do the lid. I did measure and mark the center point of this lid because I am notorious for getting my stuff off center. So just measure out and then mark your spot, and then that's where you want to hot glue your knob down. Like I said, if you want to use a screw, you can, but since it's foam board, I figured I would just glue it on, and the lid is complete. And now I have to finish the base. I spray painted 2 of these succulent bowls that you can get at Dollar Tree, and I just spray painted them white, just matte white, and now I am just gluing one to the bottom of the bottom piece of foam board, and then I would be able to use the other one to put pearls in. That way when I set it on there, it has something to spin on. So I totally love this DIY. I hope you guys did too. If you did, make sure you hit the thumbs up and subscribe before you leave, and check out my other videos so you can get entered into the drawing for the first. I will link it below, and I really hope you guys love this, and I will see you in my next video.